it be that grabs that all-important foxhole shot? Pierre, and he's running down the inside of the Frenchman. We've got a new race leader on lap 7. Geiser up into third on the left-hand side, and then cuts to the inside of Paul Ann, and wow, good pass, but very, very close between him and Paul Ann.
With 6 rounds remaining, the FIM Motocross World Championship is now here in Lommel for a Belgium triple header that is really going to sort the men from the boys. 3 GPs over 8 days in Lommel's deep sand as Antonio Cairoli tries to claw back Tim Geiser's 24-point lead at the top of the MXGP standings. The Sicilian also keeping an eye on Jeremy Seewer and especially Jorge Prado, fresh from dominating in sunny Spain, and hitting top form as the title fight hits the home stretch. In MX2, Tom Vial is 52 points ahead of rival Jago Hertz after clinching his 5th GP win of the season in Madrid. The Belgian knows it's now or never in the title race, but he's going to need a little help if he's to get within striking distance of the red plate before we head to Arco for the championship finale. The trilogy begins at the Monster Energy MXGP of Flanders.
Derek Keller here in the Helmet Lab of Alpine Star's Research and Development Center. Here to take a closer look at the Alpine Star's SuperTech M10 helmet. Everything in this helmet shape is designed to optimize performance. Aerodynamics, ventilation, weight, and protection. Safety at the highest level and the reduction of impact energy were the absolute priority in the development of the SuperTech helmet program. This helmet actually far exceeds the performance requirements and standards set by FIM, DOT, and ECE. The shell is an advanced combination of different materials, both carbon fiber and aramiddic fibers. This combination is what gives the SM10 its incredible strength and ultra lightweight performance. Now, in terms of weight, we achieved a very strong result, with a size medium coming in at 1,260 grams, and that is with the MIPS system installed. Lightweight without any compromise on safety. The perfect fit is the gateway to both helmet performance and protection. The SM10 shell comes in 4 distinct shell sizes. In this way, we're able to achieve the optimum balance between head sizes and helmet sizes for the rider. And the SM10 takes airflow to a whole new level. The quantity and configuration of the 19 air intakes and the 9 exhaust vents produces a positive airflow, pulling air into the helmet and over and around the rider's head. The SM10 also has a unique and patented visor release system, with the possibility of multi-directional forces impacting the visor. Separation at the critical point of load reduces the potential damaging impact of rotational acceleration forces. SM10's patented fitment system called A-Head. A-Head allows the helmet to be tuned exactly to the rider's preference for both height and angle on the head. Incorporated into both comfort liners is a new 2nd generation or E2 MIPS. When the helmet is impacted, causing a rotational force, the MIPS layers allow for a little additional movement, thereby slowing or dampening and then redirecting that energy. This helps mitigate the forces that cause brain injuries such as concussions. The SM10 is the pinnacle of Alpine Star's helmet technology. The design philosophy and a lot of the features are brought into the SM8 as well as the SM5, offering Alpine Star's helmet performance and protection for every MX and off-road rider.
Clement de Sau, Monster Energy Kawasaki Racing Team, takes us for his final GoPro lap around this Lommel circuit at his home Grand Prix as well. 2 fast first turns, and then we hit the city single into a 180 left. You can see how the track will develop over the course of the day for the MX2 and MXGP riders. Another switchback turn here leads us to this single roller. That will develop holes on the other side. Then we're into this 90-degree right turn, immediately passing pit lane, and then look at the braking bump into this next left-right. This brings us back onto the original circuit, the small Monster Energy double jump there. This fast left continues through the fast right, a single to the inside. Expect the riders to jump long off of this jump here into the Ep.10 tabletop. Again, don't be surprised if riders overjump that over the course of the day. A fast left sweep brings us to another right-left combination. Inside both turns you have singles, so it's your choice whether you go inside or outside. A slight dragon's back onto the Monster Energy jump there, through this 90 left, and then over the hill. Riders will again be jumping long the other side of this as the day goes on. Through this left turn, and then as we go right, the ground starts to drop away just a little bit on the exit, and then again here, just where that marshal is on the right-hand side. A brand new wave section though in this part of the racetrack, very close together there, and then they space out down the length of the straight. There's around 12 or 13 in total. Expect there to be more added though as the day goes on because of the nature of the ground breaking down. Through this right, this is the penultimate corner. We pass along the back of pit lane and the skybox. Through the left, this is the final turn before the finish line jump. So over this crest, into the Monster Energy finish line jump now. And as we land, we switch back left, 180 degrees. And at the end of this straight, there's a small little drop off here. So braking bumps and some holes here as we land. Turn right, back down the start straight, into turn 1. That's a lap of Lommel. Time practice sessions for MX2. Tom Vial was always there or thereabouts on his KTM. And when he eventually came through, he was good enough for 3rd place. Right, one of the gnarliest parts of the racetrack here, through this wave section. You can see how it's already starting to chew up. Roman Mostek brought his F&H Kawasaki home in 2nd. Maxime Renault had 1 or 2 mistakes, but the Yamaha SM Action MC Miuri J1 racing rider had to settle for 8th. Watson, he'll be pleased with his 4th touching distance, 4/10 of his teammate Jago Kiertz, the eventual pole man with a time 2:02.2. And Vial with a good jump, and Kiertz goes with him there, 1st and 2nd, with Boirame to the outside. Carnage at the back. Watson and Kiertz side by side behind the KTM, but it's Watson in 2nd, Kiertz 3rd, Van der Moosdijk 4th, Renault in 5th. Jago Kiertz looking desperate to find his way past his teammate. Then Watson here, and he throws it away. Loses the front end, just trying to go too soon. Wow. Kiertz went by Olsen, there was the Dane who got hung up on a wave. An easy pass in the end for the 193. Oh, alongside him there, just jumps longer, and thought they were going to come together mid-air there. Teammates next year, these two. He's gone from 3rd to 8th. Oh, he just jumped out of line. Well, both riders making a mistake there. Then Watson is your new leader. And Olsen making a move on Van der Moosdijk, using that tall frame as well to get through those waves efficiently. Van der Moosdijk going to respond though. He'll take the outside line here. Try and get a bit more slingshot, and he might just do that as well. Oh, he gets squeezed there by the Dane. Lommel throws it away. A lifeline there, a gift for Watson. And Ben Watson becomes the first British winner to win an MX2 race since Max Anstey won in Switzerland and takes his first ever race win. And he does it here with the brutality of Lommel.
I didn't ride this week and I knew how tough this race was going to be, and physically I feel amazing. I had a really good fight with Tom all the way, and in the beginning he left a little bit and then I saw a few mistakes and I just snapped and took the opportunity, and yeah, I managed to lead the race from there with him on my tail, but to get the win, yeah, so amazing, feelings unbelievable.
Well deserved, thanks Ben.
Thank you.
So Vial with his 16th foxhole shot of the season. Isaac Gifting goes down and takes half the field with him. Maxime Renault looking fresh as he moves alongside Watson. Watson stays there in third though, but for how much longer? Renault eases past the Englishman and into third, but then he goes wide. Watson may just take that position back. Up and over the hill. Oh, I'll tell you what. Renault from out of nowhere, he's found his way past Watson. This time he goes defensive and closes the door. So Renault now up in the third. Oh, and Watson goes over the bars, out of fourth place. Oh, we're going to see a challenge for the lead here at the end of the section here. I think we are. Easily through though. Beaten just ahead of Watson. Oh, and a bobble there from the Aussie. He switches it to the outside. Cut between the two lines then. But Watson, he's in attack mode. Goes long again, and he does find a way past. So Watson now up in the sixth. Meanwhile, Van der Moosdijk has found his way into third. Olsen now in fourth place. Oh, and look at that, Watson breezes by. Maxime Renault takes fourth away. Watson is riding inspired here. Jago Kietz, Monster Energy Yamaha, hits the finish line, wins race 2. Vial stands on the top step of the podium. Kietz second. It's Watson, his second podium of the year with third. Vial, another point clear of Jago Kietz today. Maxime Renault up to third.
It was actually a really good day. You know, in Lommel it's always special. For me, it's only my second GP here in my life actually. So no, I'm really happy. I'm looking forward for Wednesday for another GP here. So it's gonna be a good one again.
With the MXGP Championship moving ever closer to its finale, let's have a little look at the 2020 season thus far.
The season started in Matterley with a hiccup in race 1 for defending champion Tim Geiser, and despite the HRC rider coming back to win race 2, it was 2018 champion Jeffrey Herlings that was top of the box. There was more of the same in Valkenswaard, although Herlings was pushed all the way by Geiser and his newly improved sand skills. But just as the battle was heating up nicely, tempers were cooled by an enforced 5-month break. It wasn't until August that the paddock could reconvene for an historic triple header in Latvia. Glenn Koldenhoff got the ball rolling with a first ever race and GP win for Gas, followed by Antonio Cairoli claiming his first GP victory of the season, meaning the 9-time champion has now won a GP every year since turning pro in 2004. Herlings had been off colour, but came back to win the final instalment in Latvia, while Geiser suffered mechanical problems to drop 46 points behind the championship leader. After that, it was time for another trilogy, this time in Faenza, Italy. The Bullet with a 1-1 in the first round, but then disaster struck. Herlings with a horrible practice crash, enough to put him out of action for the rest of the season. But when racing resumed later that afternoon, it became a very special day for one man.
My favorite memory from the 2020 season for sure will be Faenza, my first ever race win, you know, that one felt special.
A maiden GP victory in the Premier class would have to wait for Jeremy Seewer, but not for Jorge Prado. The two-time MX2 champion went 2-2 to claim his first GP win in his rookie season, while Cairoli did the same 4 days later to claim the championship leader's red plate. However, that time at the top would last only one GP. Cairoli enduring a tough time at the first of 3 rounds in Mantova, including breaking his nose, while Jeremy Seewer took his first GP win at this level in controversial circumstances, after Prado and Romain Fevre were penalised for disrespecting waved yellow flags, and Geiser took possession of the red plate. After that, there was a first GP win in green for Fevre before Geiser finally landed on the top step of the podium.
The overall win in Mantova, that was a nice one, especially after winning so many heat races and then finally winning the overall as well.
From there, the paddock jetted off to sunny Spain, with Prado dominant on home soil, while Geiser stretched his lead over Cairoli to 24 points, ahead of the triple header in Lommel.
As a child, I was dreaming to become a world champion at least one time. To have the chance to win already the 4th one, it's just unbelievable.
MXGP time practice session. This session determining the grid positions. Tim Geiser was good enough for second, 1.1 seconds behind Jorge Prado. Glenn Koldenhoff had got himself into second initially, but then he fell. So then we had a red flag for Glenn Koldenhoff. Gauthier Paulin picked himself up to 4th. Calvin Valandren in the latter stages tried to put in a lap, but his earlier time was good enough for 7th. Jorge Prado with his first pole position of the season, doing it here at home in inverted commas. He lives just a stone's throw away from the racetrack, 1.1 seconds clear. Jorge Prado on pole from Tim Geiser, Glenn Koldenhoff and Gauthier Paulin, with Brian Bogers going to the line in 5th, Jeremy Van Hoorbeek 6th, Valandren and Tonus. The Fly Racing 15-second board up for the first time. MXGP Race 1 about to get underway here in Lommel. Walsh goes around the outside. 1 or 2 riders then look, get caught. Wow, who was that? 96, that was Carl Webster, the HRC rider alongside the JM Honda rider. Walsh looks across and says, oh, not you again. Jorge Prado dancing around the outside of the Kiwi though, nips into second place. Seewer off the side of the track. Whoa! Somehow manages to save it as Paulin starts to close in on Prado. And Cairoli's been off through the long sweeper. Right, Paulin goes long, finds his way into second. Closes the door down on the Spaniard, who went 1-1 in Spain a week ago. Geisser's lead has shrunk. Gauthier Paulin is on a charge. Geisser got hung up by a back marker and had to go the long way round, but he got the pass, not a problem. Oh, and Geisser hits the eject button. Geisser throws it away. Paulin is your new leader. We've got a problem there. Seawor's start device has hung on. Look at that, the front end has collapsed. Wow, that is not something you see every day. He will know how to free it, but going to have to ride around with that. That is a heartbreak for Jeremy Seawer. And Gauthier Paulin wins race 1 here in Lommel. His first race win since Valkenswaard, race 1, 2017.
I was looking at the time and I didn't want it to pass Tim early, you know, because he was putting on the rhythm, so I'm really happy with my race. Definitely I want to thank the full Monster Energy Yamaha for what they do, believing in me, pushing hard. We've had a change on the gearbox last week and it works out pretty well, you know, on the start. I had decent ride, so now we focus on second moto. Thank you.
MXGP Race 2, 30 minutes plus 2 laps here. The Monster Energy MXGP of Flanders here at Lommel. It's been a tough one, and it's only going to get tougher. Walsh, and was that DeSalle or Febvre that went down? I think it was DeSalle at the back. Absolutely fantastic stuff that from Geisser. Cut back to the inside, but Prado, honey badger status right there, giving it right back. Brian Bogers, Marchetti Racing KTM, 4th in race 1, 4th in race 2. It's going to be 4th overall if he stays where he is on 36 points. Brian Bogers looking good in 5th place until that moment. 11 laps complete for Tim Geisser. Here he is, Team HRC. That was the corner, the left-hander that he fell in race 1 actually. Prado has gone down. Oh, back end, him and Seawer were committed through there. Geisser, 2 to go for the Team HRC rider and championship leader. 48 points clear. Tony Cairoli at the moment. 24, he's doubled his points lead today. Oh, Seawer, where's he off? Is that Febvre coming over the line? Yes, it is. He's now in 2nd place. Knows he can't afford to switch off. He would have seen the mistake that Seawer made. Tim Geisser will cross the line for Team HRC, a winner for the 9th time this year. And Geisser wins his 2nd Grand Prix of the season. Febvre 2nd, Seawer 3rd. Tim Geisser wins for the 2nd time here at Lommel. A 2nd and a 1st gives him the lion's share of the points. Paulin on the box in 2nd. For the first time this year, Prado 3rd.
track here at Lommel has certainly lived up to its reputation as the toughest track on the MXGP calendar. But through the deep sandy ruts, winners did emerge. Gauthier Paulin with a first race victory in the Premier class in nearly 4 years, while Tim Geiser stood on the top of the box for the second successive season to double his championship lead over Antonio Cairoli to 48 points. In MX2, Tom Vial showed that his sand skills could stand up to the sternest of tests, leaving Jago Hitz 53 points adrift of the red plate holder. There'll now be a short, sharp turnaround before we complete our Belgium trilogy with the MXGP of Limburg and the MXGP of Lommel. Bye!